Just go.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Shahrin, and today I'll be talking about our film Robot Rendezvous. So, I'm the director for the film, and this here is Thomas.
Hi everyone, my name is Thomas and I'm the animation director. And this is...
Hi everyone, I'm Vanesha and I'm the technical director for this film.
Oh sorry, ready?
1, 2, 3. Pipeline. So, according to the traditional pipeline process, after we introduce the concepts, the story, and the character designs, we move on to the modeling in 3D space. So we technically have 3 main characters. We focus on 3 main characters in our film. So I modeled Alex, Thomas modeled Cam the robot, and Vanesha modeled all the extra people.
Yeah.
So next, after modeling, it took us about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything done. But also with a lot of story, according to the story changes, we did change the modeling just as well.
Modeling and texturing as well.
Yeah, modeling and texturing just as well.
So the environment was... Well, with the changes in the story, the environment modeling changed as well. A lot of the assets were created, I think in March. Yes. Yeah. So the environment was a bit rushed to do.
So
But
we made it simple,
Yeah, we made it simple.
low volume.
Okay, so in the next stage of the pipeline is the rigging. And this probably took us around...
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Thinking. Yeah.
The foundations were built within a week and a half, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah. But then there were a lot of tweaks, a lot of changes.
A lot of problems with the skinning, and we had to figure out a new way to rig the hair for Alex. He has totally 11 strands of hair, and first we decided to just give it individual controls for each strand, but then we realized that it won't look natural, so we added more, and then we created this UI where...
Well, you created.
You created.
Yeah, I created.
You created.
Vanesha created these controllers, this UI next to the characters, so that means you could slide and the hair would
Go up, go down, sideways,
Whichever
sideways,
direction.
Whichever direction.
Yeah.
And then the next stage of the pipeline we moved on to was animating. And from there we used our own references. We went for a very comedic and still realistic feel for the movements of the characters.
It was really quite difficult because, well, the difference in height played a big part in the animation reference. So most of the time, since Thomas is the tallest, he would be Cam, the robot.
Yeah.
But we did underestimate how tall Cam was in the film.
Yes, because we did not actually, when we built the characters, we did not actually stick to a measurement unit for them.
In the beginning, Alex was just supposed to be half of Cam's height, but then I think he's shorter. He's tinier now.
Yeah.
He's really tiny.
It's really tiny. Cam looks like a freaking transformer right now. Yeah. So next on we have the lighting stage. So because the setting is supposed to be at night, we did make use of direct light from lamps, from the neon lights coming from the cinema and the diner.
I mean, it allowed us to get creative.
A lot of lights.
Yeah, we had to fake a lot of lights actually, just to light the scene, make it look nice.
Yeah. It really challenged us on a technical level, but it was definitely fun to do compared to an all-natural midday lighting in our first story.
Because it really would seem kind of boring if it's just light all the time.
Yeah.
That's why. This is what the improvements from the story changes. Yeah. And the rendering stage is taking quite a while.
But we need to definitely address the issue with COVID-19. It has put a hindrance on our work, and our progress has actually slowed us down quite a bit. Now that schools have closed and we had to actually move our work to our home using TeamViewer, it's actually been
It's a remote control platform
yeah.
where we can actually control our computers from school. But the hindrance would be maybe sometimes if the platform crashes in school, we can't access it unless somebody's at school or in the studios to turn it on again.
Yeah.
But so far we've had quite not many problems.
Yeah. Apart from the occasional connection issue, which would cause lag.
Yeah.
But even working at school, the amount of stuff referenced into our animation, it's lag anyway.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll say it. Initially, our idea was supposed to be about a mad scientist who was hell-bent on uncovering government secrets. One of them was supposed to be in this town called Tangerine Town. And he built this robot, this reconnaissance robot, to spy and take pictures of the secrets that were revealed in town. And along the way, he meets this amateur photographer named Alex, whose only drive was to get viral and Instagram famous. The thing we wanted to focus on in the film initially was supposed to be about how people don't need others' opinions to define who they are. That's why we wanted to revolve around how social media exists in our world. We don't need people's likes or people's approval to define how we feel good about the day or how we should define our lives, what kind of lifestyle we should live. So that's why we created this film.
Action.
Alex's design was quite easy to manufacture. We just basically wanted to have Alex, the other protagonist of the film, to be a kid who was really quite an amateur in the world of photography. And because in the original concept, he was driven by social media, but instead now in this new concept we have, he's now driven to take better pictures instead. So in the designs that we have drawn in our explorations and all the research that we came about, we explored with different different outfits that people like him would be seen wearing. So we roughly made him about 16 to 17 years old, and we did try to experiment with the colors too.
Just keep going.
So Cam's design has altered about 3 times throughout this whole time we've been working on this project. At first, we wanted to make him a bit asymmetrical. We wanted to actually make him have a symmetrical body, so it would reflect where he came from. So we tried to incorporate like parts or like scrapyard parts that you see in the junkyard.
Part of the initial story, an important part of it was the scrapyard, where the mad scientist was situated. And as a result of that, he wants to build a robot. So the robot was built in the scrapyard, and the environment reflected the robot's design. So the robot was asymmetrical, and he had trash bits on him, so it was very steampunk, but also very degraded. But later on, the design would change when the story changed, because there was no longer a scrapyard, and the robot's origin didn't really matter as much. Action.
So in the beginning we had this crazy idea with this big world. It was called Tangerine Town. We had like lots of people going around this town, which was secluded and full of sunlight. We had a bunch of shops. We had pubs, we had arcades, we had general stores and a boutique. But because of we decided to change the story later on. We decided to make it more simple and
Really custom.
like more saturated, and a lot of neon lights kind of effects. So we have like some over here, the diner and everything.
And action.
At first, the color of the people, the extra people in our film were blue. Yeah, not the Avatar blue, but just blue people. Then, as along the way, we decided to give him a different color change. We decided to go with orange, henceforth the name Tangerine Town. But as time goes on and as the changes keep going on, we decided to give him normal skin colors.
Action.
It's actually really funny because when we came to semester 2 of our time in LaSalle, with consultations by lecturers and guest lecturers who came in, they told us that we had to make some story changes, which is okay. The story did improve. So right now, the focus is on the robot. We still have the robot, and we still have Alex, the amateur photographer. It's just that the relationship between them is more fun. We want to make it more lighthearted and more wholesome to the audience.
Action.
The theme we want to deliver now with this new story concept is about friendship and what bonds the friendships together. So with this new story, we have Alex, the main one of the main characters, actually abusing him for his technical abilities, as you see in the film. Because of that, Alex took for granted of him and caused him to disrupt his own capabilities, and Alex just sacrificed himself.
Go.
There have been a few design changes to Cam. Right now, because of the environment he's in, we decided to give him stickers on his forearms, but instead of like stickers, we tried to make it like alien tattoos. So as you can see from the character design on his overall character design, he has more of an edgy look. Because of the story changes, we didn't need him to be from a scrapyard anymore. Instead, we can have him just laid about because we still are unaware of where he came from. He just happens to be there. But since the setting is inspired from Brooklyn, New York, we decided to actually give him graffiti-like stickers on his forearms. So Cam's new look is roughly inspired from the Mars rover, invented from NASA. And we also took a lot of inspiration from different movies just as well, like from Chappie, Wall-E, and Iron Giant. So Cam's overall look seems to be quite new, but then again, we don't know where he's from. He's probably from outer space, he's probably from Earth, we might never know.